Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back to the IBFP, where we've been cooking haters since 2018. Jermall Charlo destroys Canelo Alvarez? Make it make sense. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And we get this random fanboy, Eek Elendu, and he states Jermall Charlo is going to mess up Canelo Alvarez like no opponent outside of Floyd Mayweather Jr. So he's coming on here talking all this trash on my videos, and he states that Jermall Charlo is going to destroy Canelo Alvarez just as well as Floyd Mayweather. He's going to beat him that bad. Now here's my thing. I don't have a problem if you have an opinion on that. I don't have a problem if you believe Charlo can win. That's not a problem I have. The problem I have is for you to make a statement that's stupid on my channel. Are you talking facts or are you talking feelings? And what I mean by that is, are you basing your assessment on what you've seen in the ring from Jermall Charlo that would lead you to believe he can beat Canelo Alvarez and also beat him in that fashion? What have you seen from Jermall Charlo to make you believe that? So are you talking your feelings or are you talking what you've seen in the ring to mean facts? Let's break it down. First of all, when you even bring up Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez, the Canelo Alvarez Jermall Charlo would fight is not the Canelo Alvarez that Floyd Mayweather fought. The Canelo Alvarez Floyd Mayweather fought was inexperienced at the elite level. He was not an elite fighter. He was 23 years old, and he was nowhere near his prime. That Canelo Alvarez is not the Canelo Alvarez that would enter the ring against Jermall Charlo. The Canelo Alvarez that would enter the ring against Jermall Charlo is the elite #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, well experienced, and in his physical prime. Completely different Canelo Alvarez. Not only that, Canelo Alvarez would not be weight drained. When Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, he was weight drained. Floyd Mayweather forced to catch weight on Canelo Alvarez. So you see that this would not be the same Canelo Alvarez that Jermall Charlo would fight. So knowing those factors, what leads you to believe that Jermall Charlo would dominate and beat Canelo Alvarez easy? What have you seen from Jermall Charlo's resume? Let's break it down further. Jermall Charlo arguably lost to Matt Korobov, struggled with him at the very least. At the very least, he struggled. At the very best, he robbed the guy. So let's be honest and unbiased. That Jermall Charlo is the one that outclasses the #1 pound-for-pound elite Canelo Alvarez? Or are you in your feelings? Or the Jermall Charlo who fought a local paletero and won Messias Montiel, who Eddie Hearn called absolutely horrendous. This dude went 12 rounds with a cherry pick. And he was even said after the fight that this man got rocked and buzzed by that cherry pick. You don't go 12 rounds with a cherry pick. You destroy cherry picks. And he did not destroy him. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is the guy you say is going to destroy and outclass Canelo Alvarez? You got to be stupid. Not only that, his best win at 160 pounds was Sergey Deverenchenko. If you look at it, it's not a bad win, but here's the problem with the win. Sergey Deverenchenko was coming off a loss. Not only was he coming off that loss, he had lost 2 out of the last 3 fights leading up to Jermall Charlo. That's why Charlo took the fight, because the guy has been losing. What are you talking about? And not only that, look, let's be honest about it. Jermall Charlo is overrated. When and what fight did Jermall Charlo show elite skills that would dominate Canelo Alvarez? Don't worry, I'll wait. Sorry, you cannot name a fight because he has not put on that display. He has never displayed that. Jermall Charlo is being overrated by racist boxing channels such as DBN, Ego, and idiotic fanboys. Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo do not even fight the same level of competition. Canelo Alvarez is over here fighting undefeated, world champions in their prime, while Jermall Charlo is fighting your local paletero. Let's be honest and unbiased. If Canelo Alvarez fought any of the fighters that Jermall Charlo fought at 160 pounds, they would be considered cherry picks. All of them. Sebastian Hyland, cherry pick. Hugo Centeno Jr., cherry pick. Matt Korobov, cherry pick. They would call all of those fights cherry pick. No one would say, oh, that's a great fight. for Canelo Alvarez? No, they would all say they're cherry picks. Brandon Adams, Dennis Hogan, cherry picks. Even Sergey Deverenchenko coming off a loss, losing the last 2 out of the 3, that would be considered a cherry pick. They would definitely call the Paletero Juan Messias Montiel a cherry pick. So no fight at 160 that Jermall Charlo has had, Canelo Alvarez would fight and people wouldn't call it cherry pick. They're on different levels, stupid. And now the real question here is, why would you hype up Jermall Charlo and say he would dominate Canelo Alvarez in spectacular fashion when nothing in any of his performances would lead you to believe that? Judging by your picture, you just want Jermall Charlo to bust your cheeks. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.